First of all, this clearly is coordinated, and it is part of a campaign which has come in waves every 2 or 3 months of attacks, blitzes, some of which stick. It was wallpaper at some stage and so on. Some stick, some don't. And it's coordinated by somebody who is trying to bring the Prime Minister down, or some group of people. And we don't know who they are. If they succeed, of course, I bet they'll be falling over themselves to come out in public and claim the credit for it, but we don't know who they are now. But it's definitely a coordinated attempt to bring him down. The second thing is, I think there's a really interesting parallel here with the United States, because the Democrats who tried to bring down Trump during his 4 years in office, for example, by accusing him, spending 2 years accusing him of being a Russian agent, when, of course, it turned out there was no evidence to support that at all, and nothing in the case at all. What they were doing was new, and they're applying the technique here as well. They were not opposing a president on his policies. They were trying to delegitimize him, to say that he shouldn't have been elected in the first place, that his election was somehow invalid. And that's the technique that is being applied to Boris now. It's not that they oppose his policies. I mean, they do some and other. That's perfectly legitimate. Oppose the government's policies. That's democracy. That's fine. It's to try and make out constantly that he's unfit for office. The way they use the word liar the whole time, when actually there isn't a lot. I mean, Boris uses loose language. There's no evidence that he's a systematic liar. These are people who would never use the word liar against Tony Blair, who certainly did present facts to us which turned out, as he probably knew, not to be correct. But constantly trying to make out that he's unfit for office, not because they oppose the policies, but because they've learnt from the Americans. And I think this is a very dangerous precedent, because, of course, two can play at that game. And if this is how politics is going to carry on in this country, it's going to be very dangerous for democracy. You delegitimize the elected Prime Minister. His legitimacy is being elected. You have to respect that.